and elitism and access to elites is still a matter of intense political debate here.
I can't really associate with this conversation because I think Britain doesn't have nearly enough elitism. You know, we grind it out of the state school system. We're trying to make everybody exactly the same. We're not doing nearly enough for bright kids. As a culture, I think we celebrate mediocrity. I mean, if we were the Soviet Union, for Pete's sake, we would take bright kids from any background and we'd put them into special classes and we'd accelerate them through and we'd say, you know, our country depends on having some really clever people who become great scientists and create the innovations of the future. But
so
Britain's not like that at all.
Is that the reason why the Soviet Union did so well?
It had nuclear weapons and a space program.
Diana, is the issue elites or is the issue access to elites?
Depends what you mean by it. If you're talking about a social elite, kind of people that go down Annabelle's and drink champagne, that's one thing. But I see nothing wrong in Cambridge demanding A stars. What is wrong is we're not producing enough children from the state system to meet those standards.
I mean, is that part of the problem, Jodie, here? Every society has elites. The question in Britain we often feel is that a lot of people think, yeah, that's an elite, but it's close to me. I could never be a member of that elite.
But I don't think that's the case. I believe you can do anything you set your mind to. And
do you think there are any elites that are close to you?
I know people from all walks of life. I really do. I mean, I went to a private school myself, but you know, I live in Essex. I'm surrounded by all different types of people, and
so here's the question: does background still really matter in Britain or not?
I think it does, but I think it doesn't have to, and I think that everybody as an individual has a choice, and I think you only have to look at somebody like me. You know, you could compare me and my best friend at school. When we were at infant and junior school, we were both top of the class the whole way through school. I went to private school, she went to state school. She's now a top lawyer, and I strip off for a living. There's no sense in any of it, but I've been really successful and I've earned loads of money, so I've really enjoyed it.
Would she rather be you or the other way around?
Probably we both would like a little bit of each other.
You see, I hear what you're saying about elites and that we should identify those who've got particular talents and really provide the system that gets them through. But the issue in Britain today isn't that we're doing that. I mean, there must be something desperately wrong with our state school system when the private schools, which only educate a small minority of pupils, now account for more decent A-levels than the whole of the comprehensive system put together.
But that's exactly my point, that within the state system there is no promotion of wanting to be an elite. In the state system, we have minimal expectations of children, generally speaking. We're not driving them, we're not challenging them. Well, every year we devalue the exams more so that it will appear that children are doing better when probably they're doing worse.
I think you can exaggerate that, but there is an element of truth in that. And I don't often quote Melanie Phillips, but she wrote a very good book on this called
All Must Have Prizes.
All Must Have Prizes. So there is that.
But you don't have to be
Melanie Phillips.
You don't have to be Melanie Phillips, or you can be socialist or not socialist, or Tory or not. To be deeply depressed at the prospect of a state system that can't even get as many decent A-levels as the small number of kids that go to private schools. And that must surely create, in the long run, a new elite, whether we like her or not. The new elite will be more public school in the future than it has been in our generation.
And I think that's retrograde, because when I went up to Cambridge, I rather looked down on privately educated people, because I just thought they were snobs and not as bright as people that had come up through grammar schools.
And I went to private school and hated every second of it and would rather have gone to state school, and actually I thought that the kids were snobs at the private school, and I didn't fit in at all.
Do your friends think that there are elites in this country that's unobtainable to them? That's for them and we will not be allowed to do that?
People around me don't think like that. I think, you know, I can only speak for the people I know and where I live and where I come from. And Essex as a whole is quite a hard-working place. It's very family-orientated, very hard-working. There's a lot of new money.
You are what you are by getting on.
Yeah, and everybody, you know, there's a lot of kind of family-run businesses and things like that. And people seem to do well. And, you know, I think that truly you can just set your mind to do something and just do it. And And that's what people around me tend to do. And as I say, the people I know, I mean, the richest, most successful people, the multi-millionaire businessmen, they haven't had a good education. You know, they're just clever people. They're just...
Final question. What are you snobbish about?
Nothing.
Oh,
I am. I'm not going to say what.
There was something
Borrowed out of the
there.
last. We'll get it out over in the green room. And we got to go. Jodie Marsh, thanks for being with us tonight. Thanks for all of you watching, but I'm afraid that's your lot. Michael's off to Annabelle's. He's one of these sort of posh folk. Diane's going back to visit her old boarding school. It's approved, you know. And I'm going to have an early morning walk.